For that. Meantime, investors out there, of course, worrying about a tough crypto winter, if you will. Let's take it up with our panel. Ray Wang, Michelle Schneider, back with us. Ray, I want to start with you. So what is it? Because Susan is really laid it out nicely there, trying to say investors look at crypto all different ways. We don't really know how it's trading right now. Sometimes it trades in lockstep with stocks, like it's a risk asset. Sometimes it's an inflation hedge. Sometimes they're trading it like a currency. It's tough to sort of understand what the underlying thesis is.
Yeah, it is, and people thought it was an inflation hedge, but I think a way to look at this is there are a couple type of crypto investors. They're the crypto whales. These folks are holding this thing out, and they're going to wait it out. They actually believe that this is going to outdo the U.S. dollar, it's going to outdo gold, it's going to outdo platinum, and so they're holding on for the long haul. There's a small range of cryptocurrency, of Bitcoin left that's being traded volatilely, and that's people in hedge funds, that's people in individual investors, and they're jumping into it, and that's where the prices are being affected by. And so if you look at the long run, it's probably going to be 66,000 by the end of the year. It'll probably recover. But in the short run, people are running scared. These are asset classes. They're worried about inflation. And they're also worried about, which one's going to win out in the end. So Bitcoin, of course, is going to be there. But the other ones really depend on developer interest, who's actually building the exchanges, who are building the cryptocurrencies that are going to be used in smart contracts. That's what people are looking for. But it is going to be powering what's in the metaverse economy.
Sort of what the longevity of crypto is. It looks like it's here to stay, Michelle, and I just want to ask you about crypto as an inflation hedge. So many investors were using it that way, and Susan was saying, well, it wouldn't be down because Wall Street thinks that inflation is here to stay, or at least it's going to be prolonged for quite some time. And I agree with that, but at the same token, I would say, but maybe they're looking at the Fed and saying the Fed is going to pull the trigger, start to raise these rates and tame inflation in, and that could be why Bitcoin is moving lower. I don't know, your thoughts?
I would be sort of suspicious on that last point. And obviously Ray and Susan both made great points. So just to add to it, just 8 months ago, there was the big debate about gold being dead and Bitcoin being the ultimate inflation hedge. And now we're seeing a little bit of a flip. And I think the lesson in that is that every instrument, A, cycles, and B, has its definite usages. And of course, the speculation of that changes a lot along the way. So right now, the great decoupling that was supposed to happen this week when the market started to crash and Bitcoin was supposed to go up didn't happen because of the worries that you've all mentioned, regulations, the Fed, et cetera. And gold is starting to outperform. But longer term, just to pick up what Ray said, it's really going to be the implementation of some of the technology that I think is really going to be the future here. Like, for example, with the metaverse, it's not so much the monetizing of the metaverse. It's companies like NVIDIA or Microsoft that are going to be opening up those platforms for the public to be able to use. And that's where I think Ethereum can still be extremely exciting going forward. And we will see these relationships among the different coins shift as a result of that.
Right. Yeah, no, and to the last point that Susan made in her report, we're joking about McDonald's accepting Dogecoin or, sort of seeing cryptocurrency being used in more of a real way. It's like every day you open up the newspaper, Ray, you sort of see maybe an example of that. Cities are starting to adopt it. People want to be paid in crypto. And so you get the sense that, if this continues to happen, this is here to stay.
It's definitely here to say, look, Eric Adams is getting his salary in crypto, right? Miami's opened up paying, cities in there. And so as the adoption increases and you're going to see more usage, that's going to be increasing the value over time. But it's also not just that. It's the metaverse where we're going to see different types of coins emerge, tokenization economics come into play, and other crypto coins are actually going to emerge and actually play a role in terms of creating new types of wealth, new types of monetary. It's a new type of currency that's actually going to emerge.
Yeah.
And so, I remember seeing a Bitcoin ATM in South Florida 4 years ago. So,
yeah, it's fascinating. It's fascinating to be watching it and to be talking about it, having these conversations as it's an industry that's starting to develop. It's great to see you both. Thank you so much for your insight, Ray and Michelle. We'll have you back again soon.